Hi. Hi everyone. Welcome to the Thursday Live this week. Let me check. I am live. Yes. Ooh. So I'll give everyone a second to join. Right, there we go. See who's joining me tonight. I will pull us a card for everyone. And this is a community card for everyone who's going to come on, everyone who's watching the replay. So it's just a nice message for everybody this week. Signs and reminders. So I love when this card comes out because we are surrounded by signs literally everywhere. All of the time we have signs around us, and our angels are always saying to us, we have support, we have everything being taken care of. Hi, someone's just come and joined. Pop a comment in, let me know who it is. So this card is saying your guides and your angels are showing you that everything is manifesting, everything is happening for you, everything is really working out. So look for the signs, a sign, if you've never done that before. That is really good, and it's just so nice just to get them reminders. And signs can be things like feathers, butterflies, numbers, all of those things. And if you don't know about what the signs are or how to assign a sign, go to the podcast that I did on Friday the 13th. That was a bonus one around the universe's whispers, which is all about signs. Hi Denise. Hi Oswald. Yeah, so keep looking for those signs, because what this card's coming in to say is that we are protected and this is happening for a reason. So definitely keep looking for them. And you might be feeling discouraged, Denise, because we're coming out the back of the full moon. Our energy is meant to be slowing down. We're meant to just be taking our time and not being on full speed. So potentially you might be feeling that energy, and because our minds are so built in the masculine and we've got to be doing, we don't let this cycle come in, which is the cycle of rest, where we should just be kind of letting our bodies just take a minute, because there's plenty of time, there's more things to come. This phase is all about just letting go, releasing, and then we're going to just be moving through the phases. So if you've been feeling that energy, I have been feeling it. I've been completely drained today, had to take a nap, like a proper nana nap. And it's just the cycles, and we often don't honour them as much. So I wanted to come on tonight and talk to you about this week's podcast, which was really exciting to do because I've been manifesting intentionally for probably about 4 years now. And obviously I've built up different practices and different things that I do to help my manifesting. And one of them is this 17-second rule. And it's one of them things that I remember to do for a little while, and it really works. And I'm like, wow, this is amazing. And then something happens and I just go off the tangent with it. So in the last probably 6 weeks, I've been doing this 17-second rule religiously every single day. And the thing I've been visualizing has manifested within that time. It is crazy. So I'm going to be diving into the 17-second rule, exactly what it is, how you use it, how it works. And obviously I talk about it, the whole story in the podcast, but I use this rule to ask the universe for what I want and visualize it every single day. And what I was asking for was a car. Now, I just did this every day and then released it. Didn't overthink it, didn't get into the how's it going to come. And this car has manifested, and it has been so quick, the process, and I will talk you through it. So any questions before we dive in? Anybody want to say what's been happening with them this week? What have they been feeling? I know we had the full moon, and that full moon, so that was a blue moon as well, which basically means it's closest to the earth. So we're feeling that really big moon energy. And the full moon is all about releasing. So you might have felt things from the past. I had really weird dreams, if you had that, and I just had to release all of that. So you might have been feeling that. Can someone just pop a comment in, because I don't know whether the Fab Denise, I've got yours. Planning my daughter's wedding in 3 weeks. Her father won't come. Oh, that's a shame, honestly. There's nothing queerer than families, especially around weddings, divorces, all of that type of thing. And all I can say is, your daughter just needs to keep focused on it's her day, and she doesn't need that negative energy to be able to enjoy it. So just you keep being there for her. Having a hard time making progress in my business. Oh. Hiya, Kerry. I think, Denise, just have a sit down and really take stock of where you were to where you are now, because you have went full pelt for probably the last few months, and you have done so much, and it just takes a bit of time to let that all blossom, in a sense. So you've kind of went from zero to hero, and you're gonna plateau out a little bit, because your body needs to catch up, your energy needs to catch up, the universe needs to catch up, and that's okay. So please just don't think that because you feel like it's a stall, it's really not. Other people will be looking at you and going, how amazing is she doing? I know I'm one of them. So just really just take stock of where you were to where you are now. It's a whole different plane. You've leveled up. So don't overthink when we have these little plateaus, because it's all about the ups and downs. And especially in business isn't easy, or literally everyone would do it, and it is them ups and downs. So yeah, just really think about how well you are doing. Okay. Any other questions before I dive into the 17-second rule? So this is all part of, I use 6 steps when I'm manifesting, and this has come from massive trial and error on my part. I tried everything when I started, and I wanted to get into a rhythm of how I function. So I love a cycle, I love a process. I'm not really detailed, but I like to see the logic in things. And this is what kind of the process is that I work through when I'm manifesting. And it's a process I work through in my whole life now. So everything I use my 6 steps as the cycle. And basically my 6 steps, I run through them on the podcast. It's series 3, episode 2, if you want them in more detail. But when you first starting things, you have to reflect and accept. So like we've just done there with Denise, and just been talking about, listen, let's take a step back and look at how far you've come, or take a step back and look at really what is going on. That is the reflect and accept stage. It's really just looking at, right, what is going on? What have I manifested already? What do I like? What don't I like? Where is my energy flowing? That type of thing. And just looking at it and accepting it, not giving it any judgment, not giving it any blame, just seeing where your starting point is, because that's all it is, your starting point. So that's what I do in that reflect and accept stage. And then the next one is about asking. So this is where the 17-second rule comes in. And asking for what you want. And that's the exciting bit. But often we're not used to asking for what we want, because we think we're not going to get it, or we could be mad, that's not going to happen, or I don't deserve it. We all have that as well. So asking is the next one. You've got to work through, what is it you actually want? When you sit down and think, what is it do I want? Because that was the hard one for me. I hadn't asked myself what I wanted probably all of my life. I just asked what everybody else wanted rather than me. So you've got to think about, what is it you want? The third step of mine is uncovering those beliefs. So when you start to ask for what you want, your beliefs actually come out. And that's why I do this afterwards, after the ask. Because if you think about it, if you're deciding you want to be a millionaire, but actually your belief is that you can't be a millionaire, then you've uncovered your belief by asking. So that's where it comes out, and you find out what is actually going on under the surface. Because when we start to stretch, like I was saying about you, Denise, you've stretched loads in your business. So what's coming up for you? Obviously, you feel like you're not moving far enough, but that's imposter syndrome kicking in, saying you're not doing good enough. Whereas actually, you need to flip that, because you're doing amazing. Hi, Jamie. Nice to see you. So you uncover your beliefs, and then we have to transform them. So that is where we do the tapping, meditation, affirmations, all of that really good stuff. And then inspired action. Now, this phase is all about embodying who you want to be. So who is that person you want to be? Who is that person who has everything you desire? And embodying that energy. So if you want to be a millionaire, what do they act like? What do they get up and do in the morning? What do they feel like through the day? What's their mindset like? It's uncovering all of that stuff so that you can start adding that and acclimatizing yourself to that. And then the last one is surrendering, being open to receive. Now, this is a hard part, especially for us women who have been taught we've got to do everything, we've got to look after everyone, and you don't get anything for yourself, you don't get things back. Well, we've got to shed all of that, because we've got to be open to the universe helping us. So what's happened with me and manifesting this car, I've had this vision board up, if you can see behind me, and this is things that I was wanting, and I did that a couple of months ago, and I put on there a car that I wanted, and it's kind of like a 4x4, and I just love the shape of it, love the colour, all of that stuff. And it's been on there, so I do my makeup there and I'd see it every day. But then I started about 6 weeks ago doing the 17-second rule. And the 17-second rule is basically you set a timer on your phone for 17 seconds and you let yourself visualize the thing that you want. So for me, I would set that timer and I would be there buying my car at the garage, or I'd be driving down the road, listening to my music and feeling the energy of sitting in this car, visualizing driving it. And I did this every day for 17 seconds. And the bonus of the 17 seconds is what we do naturally. We start to visualize all this stuff, and then our ego comes knocking and it goes, no, you can't have that. How are you going to get that? How are you going to make that happen? So the bonus of the 17 seconds is it doesn't allow you time to let your ego come in and take over. So you're just purely in this visualization and you're feeling good, you're feeling that energy rise, and then it stops. And you just go about your day, you just let it go, know that it's done, and that is you visualizing the thing that you want. Now, I was doing this for the car. I had absolutely no intention of getting a car recently. I had no intention of changing my car or anything like that. I just thought, that is the type of car I want. Then all of a sudden, Mike's car broke down and he was in an absolute panic, absolute flap. And I was just like, it's for something better. It is for something better. And my excitement just kicked right in, because I was like, it always, and this is one of the beliefs that I affirm in every single day. The universe is always working for us. Literally everything that happens, whether it's bad, whatever it is, it's always working for us. So you think of all the things that have happened, there's always a positive come out the end of it. You've either learned something so that you can go and teach someone else, or it's changed your course to something new. There is always a positive in it. And I really, really affirm that in. So this happened, the car broke down, he was in a flap thinking it's going to cost a fortune. And I just was like, it's for something better. We're getting a new car, getting excited. And I just kept that energy going. And it was a couple of weeks of, turmoil on his part, because he was like, I don't know what to do. This car won't start. And I went on Google. I got the car picked up. This is a car that won't start, got the car picked up, and the person paid me £1,000 to have the car. And I was just like, how does that even happen? So that was the deposit for our new car. Suddenly I had an idea that why do we even have two cars? We're working from home. We have had one sat on the drive for years, like with COVID. There is absolutely no point. So why do we even have two cars? So why don't I get rid of mine? And then the next thing was, let's get a better car. Let's get a car that we want. So not only that, we're now getting the car that we want, and the added bonus, and this is where we've got to be open to receiving, okay? So Mike is buying this car. So when I started this, I was like, I want this car, I want it for free. And I had all these things that I wanted, and it happened. And I could never have imagined it to happen in this way, and that he would buy us this car. I just never seen that coming. He's always bought old cars for cash. He's never ever bought himself a new car. He's never bought himself a decent car, let alone this one. And yeah, I just thought this has blown my mind. I've done this 17-second rule, and the universe just lined everything up. And as well, I was able to see how much I've grown, because the old me would have been like, oh no, he can't pay for that on his own. I have to help, I have to contribute. He can't buy us a car. And I'm like, that's fab. I'm like, I'm so grateful he's doing it. And he's like, no, you put the money into your business and I'll sort the car. And I'm like, oh, yes. This stuff works, people. So it's all a bit like we've had a massive convoluted way of it coming about. And sometimes, like I always say, when we're manifesting, we've got to break a bit of soil. We've got to move some soil about so we can plant our seeds. And sometimes the turmoil and all the stuff that happens is just that soil being broken up. It isn't the end result. The end result is always a beautiful flower. And we've just got to let that soil and that seed be planted and let things grow and let things bloom and know that that flower is coming. So really, like, if anybody is feeling this energy at the minute, like, it's all happening. It is all coming. So wherever you've been asking for, wherever you've needed, wherever you've wanted, it is all coming. Just try and let that resistance go to the fact that it's not coming. And the 17-second rule is so easy. And I'm thinking, what is it that you're all aiming for now? I'd love to know. So what is on your vision board? What is your big desires? What is that big goal? Pop it in the comments and let me know. And also, do you visualize it often? Because when you visualize it, you really start to create it in your mind. And this is why I do meditation. This is why meditation really helps me move forward, because I'm able to clear my mind and step into who I want to be and embody that person and let that inner voice come through. So, and that's why I created Frustrated to Zen. So that is all about connecting inwards, connecting in with who you are, what you want, all of that type of stuff, letting that inner voice come through. So pop in the comments what it is you're manifesting at the minute. I'd love to know. Or even if you've never thought about it, that's an eye-opener in itself. So yeah, just pop in and we can do the 17-second rule tonight if you all have something in mind. So just let me know in the comments. I don't know whether there's a delay on them. Oh, Denise has come through. Travel, write a book, help people, business vacation, move to a warm place. Fab. So Denise, you could do your 17-second rule where you are stood on a stage talking about your book, or you could, imagine being in one of them places you want to travel, or whatever it is for you. You could really take yourself there and start building on that every single day. And what I found is I found it hard initially to visualize the car. And then after a few days, it was like, no, I was driving it and I was, getting into my music in the car and all of that stuff. And it just builds and comes so much easier. Jamie, I need to update mine. Financial freedom and time freedom. Okay, so Jamie, you could imagine yourself, like, what is financial freedom to you? What would you be doing? What is that picture? So for me, I do it where I'm literally paying everything off and I'm dancing around the kitchen going, like, that's it, zero balance, because it's all about keeping it positive. So it's not like thinking I'm debt free, because then that's saying I want debt. It's about keeping it in that positive light. So when you're financially free, what does your life look like? And visualize that in your 17 seconds, even just a snapshot of it. It doesn't have to be the whole thing. What it's doing, it's just taking you from the now into where you've already manifested it. There's already a version of you out there that already has this, and you're just kind of tapping into that portal with this. So Kerry, build on the business and attracting soul-led clients. Fab, Kerry. So you could be sat there imagining yourself with your clients and what that feels like, getting them testimonials, what all that like energy's like, whatever that is, and it feels like for you, then you could be imagining that. Anyone else? I know there's one more on. I think it might be Oswald. So let's set a timer then. And all we have to do now is, I will tell you once it starts. So all I want you to do is think about what you've posted in and just go to that place, imagine it, visualize it for 17 seconds. And then we can just see how it feels, where you get to, and we'll try it. All right. So 1, 2, 3, start. And that's it. So I'd love to know how that felt, because when I do it, it actually feels longer than you think, but it just allows you to take you to that place and you can just imagine quite a lot in that time. It's amazing how quick, how much you get in. And then don't worry if you don't get loads, because every time you do it, you keep building on that imagination. So what that does, it really just affirms in that thing that you actually want. So I'd love to know, did you do it for this? Did you do it? Could you take yourself to that place? And what did it feel like for that length of time? Just let me know. And what I do to remember as well is just pop a reminder in your phone. So pop a reminder in to come up any time of the day. It doesn't have to be a set time. It doesn't have to be, you could do it 3 times a day, 4 times a day, whatever is good for you, because it's 17 seconds. We all have 17 seconds that we can just like drift off, and it's just letting, wow, felt like freedom and happiness. Yeah. Now imagine doing that every single day, and the power in it, Jamie, is incredible. Oh, Santorini, I love that, Denise. And yeah, just honestly, it is such a simple tool. Yeah, and that's the thing, you can do it more, but just remember, keep your 17. So if I go to my timer, I've literally got my thing on 7. I don't know whether you can see that, but 17 seconds is just there. And it just, that length of time just stops. It's enough to get it right into your subconscious, but not enough to let your ego creep in. And that is the added bonus. Because how many times have you been through a nice visualization and then you're thinking, oh no, that's not for you. And it's crazy, because I do that, and then you think, well, how am I going to make this happen? How am I going to do that? And that's not the point. So you do the visualization and then just leave it. That is it done. That is the power It has gone to the universe. Remember, we got the card today saying signs and reminders. So the universe will be kicking in with all of the signs. And how weird is it? I said, I think on a couple of lives ago, about how often I see the number plates on different cars, like 777, 888, 444. I'll be driving along. I'm like, how has everybody got these angel numbers on their number plates? And it was probably the universe saying, we are bringing you an amazing car. And, you know, you just don't realize. So now I'm like, right, what is the next thing on my vision board that I'm focusing on? And this is the beauty of it. You can do multiple things. So if you wanted to do focus on one thing in the morning, one thing in the afternoon, you can do that too. But what I would say, if you're doing that, just make sure none of your visions are contradicting themselves. So if you're thinking about you want to be a millionaire, and then you're thinking about just winning £10,000, there's a very different vibe with that. So you're saying, I either want £10,000 or I want to be a millionaire. So just make sure whatever you're visualizing, they're not contradicting each other. And you will be absolutely fine. And we will be manifesting even more in this amazing group. But like I said to Denise, do that reflect and accept stage today if you can. Just have a little think. Where were you a couple of years ago? Or where were you last year? You know, just have a think about that and just take stock of how much you've grown, because you will have grown so much. I've seen you all blossom as well. You know, Jamie, you've got qualified, you've done amazing. Like, there is so much happening in this group. So please don't forget about the journey and how far you've actually come, because we don't do that enough and we don't give ourselves the credit. So make sure you're doing the reflect and accept stage. And if anybody wants to know more about the 6 steps that I use to manifesting, go to that podcast episode. It's series 3, episode 2. I run through my 6 steps. And any questions, just pop in the chat, post anything in the group, and I will catch you all next week. But like I said, if you want anything that helps you connect into your intuition and really connect into your inner voice, then it is that Frustrated to Zen course that'll help you just move through that in a 4-week period. It's structured out, so it builds, allows you to close out your ego, allows you to step in and feel actually what's going on inside. So if you have been, you know, feeling low, feeling down, feeling out of sorts lately, disconnected with yourself, have a look at that one. Oh, Jamie, good. Definitely. You've done amazing. Everybody has. So thank you all for tonight. And I hope you'll enjoy trying the 17-second rule. Remember, put a reminder in your phone. And I will catch you on Thursday's live next week. All right. Bye.